So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Demoniacal Fit Dragon Ball Z Frieza Soldier or Banan. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this box. So we do get the same style box that we got with their Captain Ginyu figure, and these boxes do resemble the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball figure boxes. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and on the window might does say Demoniacal Fit F Soldier. On the right side we do get a few images of the figure, then the bottom says warning blah 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 and Demoniacal Fit. And then here is the bottom of the box with that same image that's on the front of the box of the figure, looking pretty cool. Then the top of the box has another image of the figure there. Then the one side we get the continuation of the window, says F Soldier. Then the other side of the box we do get some more images of the figure, looking pretty cool there. And then the back of the box to show a bunch of cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure able to take a closer look at this character that we will probably never ever see in the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z line because he's not popular enough. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Demoniacal Fit did a decent job once again with another figure. I feel like this one might have been executed a little bit better than Captain Ginyu, but it does have some similar issues that Captain Ginyu had as well, and I feel like we will never see Banan in the SH Figure Arts line. So if you do want to get this character, you might as well get the Demoniacal Fit one. Now you're going to notice some paint issues here and there, like some sloppy paintwork or paint bleeding and stuff like that, which is to be expected with third-party companies. But overall, it looks decent. I mean, the face sculpt, I think, turned out pretty good. One thing, the head, I heard this issue come from a few people. The head is not connected to the figure out of the packaging, so you're going to have to connect it. It is a minor issue. It's really not that big of a deal, though. You just have to pop the hair on the neck joint. But I think the face sculpt turned out pretty good. It does resemble the character from Dragon Ball Z. We do have the horns right there. And this character is when Gohan, Bulma, and Krillin first landed on planet Namek, and then two of Frieza's soldiers go over there to find out what's going on over there because they're picking something up on the scouters. So they are the ones that actually destroyed the ship when they first landed on Namek. But like I said, the face sculpt looks alright. The paint's pretty clean on it. I feel like some of the orange for his beard should have been painted a little bit better because you could see they didn't really fully paint it. But I mean, it looks decent for the most part. The scouter looks pretty good. Doesn't stay on all that well where it pegs into the back of the hair right there. And then where the skin tone meets the hair, some sloppy paintwork. Some of the paintwork's pretty good. Like, it's good on this side, but a little sloppy up around the horn on that side. And the sculpt of the hair, I think, turned out decent as well. A little shading would have looked nice on the hair also. And the hair does hinder pretty much all of his neck articulation. Now, the neck looks pretty good. The torso here, I think the Saiyan armor turned out nice. It looks a little better than Ginyu's. I wish they would have added that darker paint in these sculpted lines on the beige or brownish part right here. It's more beige, actually. Where the beige meets the white and where the blue meets the white, it's a little fuzzy and sloppy in certain spots. Like over here, it looks a little fuzzy around the chest area, and then around here it's a little sloppy. But I mean, if you look at it far away, you really don't notice it. And I have that paint issue right on the midsection as well. And then we do have the shoulder pad pieces, which turned out pretty good actually. The paintwork seems to be pretty clean for the most part. They are on a hinge once again, but these ones don't fully go all the way down, so you do see a little bit of a gap where the hinge is right there. So some people might not like that. And the back looks decent too. Not the cleanest paint, but I mean, it's really not too bad. And then the arms kind of look like Ginyu's arms as well. Some people won't like the metal pin in there that they see for the elbow joint, but the sculpt of the arms I think turned out pretty good. Then the gauntlets look alright. Also, the paint is okay on them. They're not too bad actually. Then we get the lower part of the Saiyan armor, and this one keeps popping off on me, which is so damn annoying. It just gets real frustrating. It is a bit loose as well, just like with Ginyu's. This one isn't really that loose. Does have a little bit of looseness to it, but it's not too bad. And the paintwork on it actually looks pretty damn good, actually. Now for the legs here, there that piece goes again, you son of a beep. Now for the legs here, I guess where they connected the pieces, you see those like scratch type marks, and you don't really see as many scratch marks on this figure, unlike the Ginyu. The Ginyu had scratch marks all over it. I only saw maybe like 2 or 3 of them so far on this figure. The sculpt of the legs look pretty good. I don't know if they're the same as Ginyu's or not. And you see those lines once again around the buttocks area. And then the knee joints I think blend in really good too, and they match the color of the plastic, which is definitely good. The lower legs have some nice sculpt to them, same with on the boots. I like the way the rope looks. They should have added some shading or something on the ropes because they do look very dull with the paint and the very subtle sculpted lines in there, so it doesn't really look too much like rope, you know. A little sloppy paintwork back there, and a little bit of a fuzzy paintwork on the blue on this side. And then the feet, nice sculpt work going on, and it does have that same issue just like with Ginyu, how there's a little like gap right there, even though the joint is all the way up where it's supposed to be. So that is a bit odd. And the bottom of them, we just got Demoniacal Fit on the 1 foot, but overall, I'm just going to leave that off because it's pissed me off. But overall, I mean, it's an alright figure. They definitely could have done a much better job, but it does have some of the same issues that the Captain Ginyu has, which some people definitely will not be too happy about. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we really don't get a whole bunch included with this figure. I wish they included at least one more alternate face, but what we do get with Banan, we do get 2 interchangeable faces and 2 interchangeable hair pieces with the Scouter. And starting on the left here, we do get this face, the basic or stern looking face, which does come on the figure out of the packaging, which we already took a look at. Then we do get the like concerned or I'm getting my ass kicked face, and this is probably my favorite out of the 2. I think they did a very good job with that facial expression there, and it's very easy to swap the faces and the hair pieces. Then we do get the Scouter right here, which I think was done very well. So we do get that, and we do get the 2 interchangeable hair pieces. And the 2 hair pieces are pretty much the exact same thing, same sculpt and everything, as you can see right there. The only difference is the left one does have the peg hole, which is meant for the Scouter, and the right one does not have it, so you could have them either displayed with the Scouter or without the Scouter. And the way you swap everything out, I will show you in a second. So the way you swap the hair and faces and put on the Scouter is very simple. What I do is I put the face on the hair first, and then I put the Scouter on last after everything is on the figure. And you have to watch out for like paint rub with the orange right here, as you can see. But the way you get this on, you got to use a little bit of force to get the face on the hair. As you can see, I'm using my palm so it fully connects there. And all you do is just pop it on the ball peg, like so, and then you take the Scouter here, and then right behind the ear we do have the peg hole for the Scouter, kind of similar to the Scouter Vegeta, and then you just pop it in like so, and then there you go. As simple as that. So we do get that stuff, and then we finally get 4 alternate hands. And starting on the right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which come on the figure out of the packaging, and all the hands are very simple to swap out. And then we do get these Kung Fu stance type hands, and we get some really nice sculpt throughout all 4 hands, and the paint is decent on all of them as well. And for some odd reason, you get less articulation with these hands when you have them on the figure compared to the fists here. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with this Frieza Soldier. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Banan to the very top of his hair, it looks like he's around 7 inches and 1/4 inch tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Sane Raised on Earth's Son Goku, Krillin, the Resurrection F Final Form Frieza, and the Demoniacal Fit Captain Ginyu. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts 2.0 Scouter Vegeta, Nappa, the San Diego Comic-Con Piccolo, and Android 16. And then here he is compared to a bunch of the other SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball figures. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Sub-Zero, the SH Figure Arts Sage Mode Naruto, the Figma Deadpool, and the Marvel Legends Cable. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. And with some quick comparisons, let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and we pretty much get the same exact movement that we got with the Captain Ginyu, and some points of articulation are really good, while others are just really bad. So we do have 2 points at the neck here, and just like with the Ginyu, the lower neck joint is pretty much useless, and the upper neck joint gets hindered so much by his hair, so you can only get him to move his head forward and back about that much, which really isn't the best. A little bit of pivot right there, and then it does swivel, but it does get hindered by the hair. Like I said, the lower neck joint is pretty much useless. It barely moves. It's just a pointless point of articulation. The Saiyan armor shoulder pad pieces are on a hinge. They're nice and tight, so that's definitely good. The torso here, I love this joint that they use. Just like with Ginyu, you could shift it up because it's on a hinge, and it's connected to a ball peg. As you can see the hinge right there, and where the torso connects to the joint, it is on a ball peg. So you can have them crunch forward 90 degrees, but you see a huge gap right there, which some people won't like. It does go back a pretty good amount. Once again, you do see that gap, but you can shift that joint down, and this joint is much tighter than Ginyu's, but we do get really nice pivot at that joint as well. Like I said, I really like that point of articulation. Then we do get swivel up there. Also, the waist joint on this one is really tight, but you do get some nice waist movement with the figure, and then these Saiyan armor pieces are on a hinge as well. Now for the arms here, we do have a butterfly joint, but you really can't move it forward at all because it gets hindered by the Saiyan armor right here on the chest. We do have a little bit of a circular motion out of the shoulder, which is definitely good. The arms do go out to the side 90 degrees, and they do go up and down. We do have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that bend in a little more than 90 degrees. Then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, but the way they sculpted that rope piece on, they sculpted it onto the hand, so you really can't get the best movement. I mean, with the fists, you do, but then, say you put on this hand here, you really can't move it. It'll just pop right off the joint, so it's pretty much stuck like that, which is a bit disappointing. I don't understand how you can move it with the fist, but you can't with this open or a kung fu type looking hand. Now for the legs here, there is looseness once again with the legs, and that definitely is not good. It's not as bad as Ginyu, so his joints seem to be a little more tighter, unlike the Ginyu figure, but you can get Banan to kick forward 90 degrees, which is definitely good. Goes to the back 90 degrees, which is good, and going outward is just horrendous. That is horrible outward leg articulation. That is so bad, man. You really can't do specific poses with this figure, but we do get an upper thigh swivel. We do have double jointed knees that bend back a little more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. And then the ankles are very similar, once again, to the Saiyan armor trunks, which I'm really not too fond of, but it does swivel, hinges up barely, really does not hinge down at all, and then the ankle pivot is just horrible on this figure, just like with the Ginyu. I wish they would do something different with the ankle joints, because they're just really bad. And then the toe hinge is extremely tight, and really doesn't move up that much, but I mean, overall, some points of articulation are really good, while others are either really bad or just really loose. But, I mean, you'll be able to get them into some sort of specific type of Banan-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Demoniacal Fit Dragon Ball Z Banan. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between 1 through 10, I'd have to give it a 6.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, it's going to run you about 65 bucks. You can get it on eBay or AliExpress right now. This one, I did have it borrowed from my buddy from Agelessgeeks, and he will be getting this in stock very, very soon, so you can head over to Agelessgeeks.com, or I would recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook group. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and on the window, damn it. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and on window, oh man, damn it. We do get the window right there on the front of the box, and on window white. My god, I can't talk fast, because I just woke up. And then here is the bottom of the box with the final form Frieza, and then Demoniacal Fit, which is kind of odd. And then we finally get the type hands, and all the hands have some really damn it good. The lower neck joint is pretty much useless. God damn it.